Hey, what's up guys, I'm Praetorian and welcome back to Crusader Kings 3 as we are playing with the Fate of Iberia expansion. So last episode at the end our character died and we've taken over as his son Yusef, 49 years old. Looks like his health is already ailing, though we'll probably live several more years. But I don't expect that we're going to play with this character anywhere near as long as we played with the previous one. So remember, this character, like his father, is humble, but very much unlike his father, he's zealous and a craven. So that's how we'll be reacting to events and the different decisions that we're making is based on those three traits. So if I had some people say that they don't think that the Sultanate of Aragon is a very good name for our Muslim kingdom here, that we should change it from Aragon to something else, which I'm completely okay with. If that's what you guys want to do, feel free to post suggestions down in the comments below, whatever you want to name this kingdom. I suppose we could change the coat of arms, though I don't want to do anything too elaborate. We'll see, guys. Just post down in the comments below what you want to change the name to, and if you have any ideas regarding the coat of arms here. But yeah, just something that's not too difficult to make that I'm not going to spend too much time on. But yeah, we'll change that up if you guys prefer, or we'll leave it as is if that's what the majority wants. We currently have 4 children. Our oldest son is Omen, and he's already married. He's been married, I think, for a little while, but they haven't had any children yet. He is homosexual, but that doesn't necessarily stop you from having kids. It just makes it less likely. Yeah, they haven't had any kids yet, so he's not part of this current marriage that we have. Our character is bisexual, which you'll see that's important because our lover is a man. He's actually the Baron over here, so this is territory that our son formerly ruled on his own, or our character now, who was our son. He was ruling these 2 territories, and I don't know if he fell in love with the Baron or if he gave his lover the barony. I'm not sure which happened first, the love or the title. But yeah, he's our current lover right now, that Baron. So that's something to keep in mind. If we have any events about him or whatever. And then these are the 3 kids that we've had with our current spouse, which she has another child from a previous marriage. Yeah, looks like her husband died in captivity. Okay, so these are the 3 kids that they've had together. We got the daughter here who's 12 years old. Younger son who's 11 years old. He's just like his father, craven and zealous. His childhood trait is bossy, so we have him working on the martial education. That's fine for now. I did want to take a look at what his education is. Okay, so he got the diplomacy one. Isn't that the one we also have? No, we're stewardship. Okay, that's right. So we're stewardship, while our son and heir is diplomacy, and he's not very good at it. He got the level 2. Could be worse, I suppose. So hopefully he does well with his education, and maybe we'll end up having him take over instead. We'll just see what happens here, guys, between these 2. My issue here is that this guy has a lot of similar traits that we've already had. I suppose the other character does too. Yeah, we would have had these 2 as well. But then another problem is the fact that he's going to be old by the time we take over here. And it's going to be once again taking over with another older character, and plus he doesn't have any children yet. So that's another issue. Yeah, he's a potential heir. Maybe we'll become him. Maybe we'll become his brother. We'll have to see what happens there. And then we have our youngest child, a daughter, 9 years old. And so all those children still need to have marriages arranged, which I already have one that we're going to set up now. We're going to actually arrange a marriage for his eldest son, which, despite being 28 years old, still does not have a spouse, which is interesting. He's got a lisp, so that might go into our dynasty here. But yeah, I think we're going to go and arrange a marriage here for the alliance down there to keep the alliance going, and we'll do it with our eldest daughter. He, of course, won't do the matrilineal marriage, but I thought it might be worth checking. So this will create that alliance there with him. All right, so we've now should have that alliance secured again, because we're not going to be advancing south anytime soon. We've got plenty of Christians on our borders who we can fight instead. Let's go ahead and get a lifestyle chosen. Of course, we're going to be doing the stewardship, and with this character, craven, zealous, humble character, I feel like any of these would work. Yeah, I think any of these would work. We could do the wealth focus for the monthly income 10%. Could do the domain focus for increased stewardship. I don't know if that'll allow us to manage another title, though. We'll have to take a look here. Yeah, that would be enough for us to manage another title here. So that might be a good way to go. Or duty focus. The bonds of loyalty that bind us do not constrict. They show the way. Yeah, I don't think that would be him exactly. Again, I feel like you could really work on any of these. So let's just go for the one we need the most, which is the domain focus, because we actually have too many titles. So we're going to grab that. And now we only need to give up 2 titles, which works out because those are the 2 baronies that I was going to give out. So go ahead and start with that. Let's just go and grant this out to Baron, probably a local, just to get the increase in the cultural acceptance. Yeah, I think that would be the best way to go here. Because, yeah, we rule over a lot of that territory. We haven't converted the culture yet there, so getting the culture acceptance up would be quite useful here. So let's go ahead and put a local in charge in both of these 2 locations. And this will be an Aragonese noble. So just trying to boost the cultural acceptance up a little bit. Because, yeah, the cultures in these areas do not like us. I mean, that got us up to 1% there. And then over here, yeah, we're probably in the negative before that. So that'll boost up culture acceptance a little bit. And we also need to get all of our counselor positions filled out. But yeah, with the increased stewardship, we can now hold all 7 of the remaining counties we have here. So we don't have to grant any of those out. So we actually have a pretty good priest here. Yeah, he's pretty good. He's called Alama. And he'd also make a good position. But yeah, he's got good learning. We actually have somebody who's even better when it comes to learning. But he's a Polish guy. But he has converted, so he can fulfill this position here, since he has converted to Islam. But yeah, he's a good priest as well. That's probably why he has the very high learning. But look at that learning. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Which would be great for converting provinces. But he is a very foreign culture. While this character may not be our exact culture. I mean, he got a little bit higher acceptance here. But I think we'll probably just keep him in place. Yeah, I think that's fine. Even though he has the much lower learning. I just don't think that it would be good to replace him with this Polish character. Somebody who formerly was Christian, I assume. So he'll continue to convert this province here. He'll get that done in 2 years. So we do need to get a chancellor and steward in place. We have the spy master and the marshal, which the marshal is pretty good. I don't know that we're going to have too many people much better than this besides these peasant leaders, which I don't know that we would actually put those guys in place. We have this guy, he's pretty good too. Yeah, he's actually a little bit better than this character. This character is also a physician. Very interesting character. But yeah, I think we're going to keep him in place, since he's a brilliant strategist. Well, this guy's just a tough soldier. So yeah, we'll keep him in place, even though he has slightly lower martial. As of right now, we don't have any of our powerful nobles in charge yet. These are our current 4 powerful nobles. Of course, our brother is the most powerful of them, and he sucks at everything. So if we put him in any of these jobs here, he's going to do terrible at it. Chancellor is not as important, so I suppose we could put him placed there, but we actually have somebody who'd make a good chancellor, the Sheik over here. So it makes sense to try and appease him, even though you can see that he really doesn't like us. I don't think we could put our brother in any of these positions, because he just sucks too bad. Of course, he will rebel. Now, we are role-playing, so, if we really liked him, we'd probably put him in one of these positions anyways, even though we don't, even though he's not very good at it. But yeah, we don't even really like him. Our opinion with him is not very high. We don't really have any close sort of relationship with him. We've been ruling our own territories quite far apart from each other for some time, so I just don't think we have much of a relationship with him. As far as the other powerful vassals here, we have one here, the Sheik. He's our second most powerful, and he would make a good chancellor, so put him in place there. And then I guess this character here would be a good steward, or a decent steward anyway. He's not our best choice. Well, actually, I don't think we put the ladies in place here, so he would be the best choice. Maybe. It might let you put the ladies in place. Let me just check here. No. Just whatever position we were looking at, we could put him in place there, but not this one here. So we'll just put him in place here. He's a powerful noble, and he's got decent stewardship, and we want him to continue promoting that culture, which will be done in 2 years. And then with the chancellor, we'll put the Sheik in charge over here. All right, excellent. So that looks pretty good for the council. Let me just take a look and see what these guys are doing. He's increasing control, and he's currently disrupting schemes. Well, because we can currently, sell hooks with this character, which somebody had suggested that we'd be able to do that normally anyways because of the struggle mechanic. So I'm not sure which one of these effects it is, but in the opportunity phase for involved characters, they can already sell the hooks off. And I think that might only be for other involved characters as well. So the character you're selling a hook to would also have to be involved. But we're not an involved character, we're an interloper. So yeah, somebody had thought that we could already do that. We could not. We're able to do it for the first time with this character because he has that perk. And so because we can sell hooks, we might want to go ahead and start looking for secrets so we can make some money off of it. Although, would our character do that? There's really nothing to indicate that he wouldn't. I mean, we're not going to directly confront them ourselves, I suppose. Although that might result in stress. I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens there. If that will actually bother him. But yeah, let's go and find secrets. And we'll want to make sure that it's characters that are involved. So probably not in our own realm here. Where would we want to get them? Who might that be useful against? Because yeah, you could just kill off this character here. But yeah, his heir is actually probably better for a combat situation. Could kill this guy here, and who takes over? Okay, so some character over here that's moved over to where is he, in England? Yeah, it looks like he's over there in England. So as far as like he's actually an elusive shadow, so I don't know if he's the better option here than this king. I mean, this king's pretty decent. He does look like he's not doing so well health-wise. He's got the lover's pox. Yeah, this guy would be decent at intrigue, but really not actually better than him when you count what he's getting from his spouse and all that. So yeah, I mean, we could, try and, get hooks over there, because it's not just about selling hooks. You might want to use them as well. But yeah, I don't think we're going to do any intrigue against anybody right now. So yeah, I guess we'll just get the hooks just to sell them. Though we could also use them over here. So maybe use it against our brother. Where's his court at? Right here. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Yeah, we'll use them against our own people. I think that's probably the better option. And we can actually already demand payment from one character here. This guy is a baron right there. And it's just a weak hook, and it expires in 8 years. And get 15 gold for that. Might be better to keep it for now. Yeah, we'll keep it for now, and then if it's gonna expire soon, then we'll get the money. But 15 gold is really not that much money, so it might be better to instead keep the hook on him for now. Nothing else that we need to be aware of besides the fact that we do need to find some spouses, some additional spouses, and it looks like we're gonna lose some land here. So this character rules over here, and yeah, if he was to die, then his brother takes over. Yes, we're aware of that. We already knew that. It's the same thing though. If this character dies, his brother takes over, which would get us that land. So killing this little baby boy would actually be beneficial to us. The question is, would our character do that? There's nothing to indicate that he wouldn't, because first of all, he's not a Muslim, so we already looked down on him for that reason. But we're a craven as well, and I find that cowards often use underhanded means, underhanded tactics to do things, poisons and trying to assassinate a character from afar, rather than a duel or actually engage in battle. You'll see that the game kind of agrees with me on this. The martial and prowess is reduced as you'd expect, but the intrigue goes up from being a craven. You also get increased hostile scheme resistance because you're scared. Scheme secrecy is up because you're scared of being caught. So craven does seem to correspond to doing underhanded tactics a little bit. So I think it makes sense to try and assassinate this kid. And if he wasn't, if he was a Muslim, I don't know if our character would do it. Because he is so zealous, and he's probably not going to kill a baby like this, a child, 7 years old. If he's an adult, we'll kill an adult Muslim, but I don't know about a kid. But he's not. So in this sense, I think it's fine to attempt to assassinate him. We already have good odds, one predicted agent to join. So let's just take a look and see who this agent is. Okay, he's just a courtier, so we haven't even gotten like a spy master or anything like that. And already we got a good chance of succeeding there. So we'll have to take a look at that in a minute. We have other things we need to do. We need to arrange some marriages for ourselves. Now, we could also look for a marriage for our son, Prince Ali, but we might wait because I don't really know which one of our sons we're going to attempt to play as. And whether he's the heir or not will determine what kind of marriage we want. So we're not going to do that just yet. But we will go ahead and establish some more marriages for ourselves. And we don't really need any additional children at this point. They do absolutely have to be Muslim. Yeah, they don't have to be fertile. And we don't want her to be lowborn. So take a look at our options here. We'll sort by some of our skills. And remember, we want her to probably be an older lady. They don't have to be this old, 50s or 60s, maybe 30s or something. You know, if they accidentally have a child, then that's fine. And it's more realistic as well, more roleplay. Us marrying a bunch of old ladies probably isn't the most accurate here. So it looks like a lot of Polish characters have been converting. That's interesting. To Islam. She's probably a little too old here at 66 years old. I suppose she would be fine. Yeah, she's okay. Can you change who your primary spouse is? Because our primary spouse, all she really has is the diplomacy skill. So if we wanted to have somebody who's like really skilled, then it makes sense to marry somebody who's, you know, a genius. Like this character here, even though she's pretty old, she has a very good stats across the board. I mean, I guess the diplomacy and the stewardship are pretty low. Yeah, she got some pretty good other ratings here. She's got extremely high learning. Wow. Here you got a good steward. She's ugly though. She's also really young. Over here, I mean, this is probably fine. This character. So yeah, we'll arrange a marriage with her. Which, remember, we need to get multiple marriages. We need 3 as a king, because apparently that is what determines how many spouses you need, which is the reason why it changed when I became a king. You know, I had the 2 marriages, and then we had satisfied the requirements, but then I lost it, which confused me. That was because we became the king and thus needed 3 spouses. An emperor needs all 4. So yeah, well, we will need to arrange an additional marriage on top of hers. So we'll go ahead and do that one, and then let's go ahead and get the next one. And this one will probably be a younger lady. I mean, she's 66, so you'd assume that it'd be a younger lady. You got this character here. She's alright. I'm really just looking for anybody at this point. Yeah, we'll just pick her. It does result in an alliance, though. Let me just take a look, see who this character is. Damn it, reset. So this is the potential alliance all the way over here. I see. Alright, so yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. So those will be the 2 marriages. We do have the decision to hold court. We don't want to do that just yet. What are the disabled buildings over here? Okay, I think that just hasn't kicked in yet, so those that should disappear there. We do need a court physician though, so let's take a look at our options over here, because I believe we have quite a few people with the physician trait. So of course you got that Polish guy with the great learning, and yeah, I think you know, since he's converted, I think he would be fine as a doctor. So let's go and do that. We'll put him in place. Alright, so is there anything else? I don't think so. I think we're good to go. Alright, so let's go and let it play. We also just got a stewardship perk. We got those alliances. Let's go and get the perk. Remember, we said we'll probably go down the administrator. He already started going down that, so I think it makes sense. And might as well just go and boost the opinion. We're a likable guy. And so that'll make it easier for us to manage our vassals. Like our brother here, who, you know, he's not going to be happy about us not giving him a position. So that kind of boosts his opinion a little bit. Are we facing factions yet? You'd assume. Well, he's an ally, so he can't join the faction. That's right. Yeah, I forgot we were allied with our brother, so therefore, that's not a problem. And he's the most powerful vassal. So as long as we keep this guy happy, you don't really have anybody but barons who can join factions. But you see, he doesn't really like us that much, and a big part of that is because we're not allied with him. Maybe what we need to do is arrange a marriage for his youngest son with maybe our youngest daughter. I think that makes sense. Then we have the alliance with him. And again, that's all good for roleplay. And also, he's quick, so he'd probably be a good choice here for our youngest daughter. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's arrange a marriage. Though I am tempted to instead, like, wait till he has, like, another son. Because, yeah, he's a pretty young guy. Or you could have, like, a matrilineal marriage, because you can see he would not accept that. And I suppose matrilineal marriages aren't exactly the most accurate either, though, historically. So, yeah, we'll just keep this as is. And this, of course, will have a possibility of them being inbred. I guess he's, like, somewhat related to us. It's probably a very small possibility, but let's go ahead and send off that proposal. And then it will just be our second son that doesn't have a marriage at this moment. And are we getting another choice to get a cat? Yeah, it looks like we'll be able to get another cat. Would our character get a cat? I don't think there's anything to indicate that he wouldn't. Yeah, really nothing. So yeah, I'd love to have a feline companion. So that'll give us those boosts, which are always nice to have, the intrigue and learning, and then the health boost. Will result in us feeling fine now. We were feeling poor. Yeah, getting the intrigue and the learning up is great as well. Just take a look over here. We're at 64%, 89%. Do we want to invite anybody else to get that up a little bit higher? So we actually have a ton of money, so the ones that won't accept, you know, there's nothing we can do there outside of forcing them with a hook. But you can convince these two characters. He's not going to do much because he's a guest. He'll likely be cheap, though, you'd think. No, he's actually really expensive. He's not going to boost it by much. I'll probably do it with this character instead. I think he's cheaper too. Yep. So let's go ahead and invite him to the scheme. Just to boost it a little bit. Just kind of improve the odds of success there. Alright, so all these marriages are going nicely. And I believe we do have all of our spouses. No, we still need one more. There we go. Alright, so here's the cat. And again, we have the same names here. This time we'll go with Shadow. Well, that's actually a different name. Yeah, we had Mittens, Might, and I think we had something else here. We'll go with Shadow, rather than trying to come up with a cat name here. Maybe we would have gave her some type of really religious name. I don't know. Alright, so that's all the marriages that I think we just arranged. We also got that agent into the scheme. And so now we're sitting at 80% success chance, 95% secrecy. That's not too bad. We could send off another bribe over here to get this guy involved. That's too much money for just ticking it up a little bit. So I think this is fine for right now. 2 years to get that completed. Maybe we'll have another event that'll let us tick that up further. Let's go ahead and start building in our territory here. So over here they're already constructing. Just gonna find somewhere we're not building anything right now. All of this we are set to lose currently. Do we have the duchy title here? We do not. He still holds the duchy title. So yeah, we don't want to get the duchy building right now. But let's go and improve the small harbor. Get a bit more money here. Remember, this is a coastal province as well. So due to our culture, we get some bonuses there to income. I don't know if that'll show here. So not actually seeing any bonus there from the actual cultural trait here. Let me just take a look here. That isn't all coastal holdings, right? Coastal holdings and counties of this culture. Oh, so it's not enough for a character to have the culture. The county has to have the culture as well. I see. So we'd have to convert that in order to get that bonus. Okay, I was thinking it was just for the characters holding that. So that's gonna make it a little bit more difficult to take advantage of that. It does make sense, of course. You know, just the county holder having that would not necessarily make them better at mercantile trade, while all the residents being of that culture and focusing on trading across the seas would result in them probably being better at that and making more money from it. So it makes sense that is based on the province culture rather than the characters, but I wasn't aware of it. Alright, so yeah, we have to convert them. I suppose we can hold court here. Yeah, let's go and hold court. Since we just came in, so let's go ahead and do this. And see what the petitioners want from the new king. Or the new sultan. So this is a place at court. Alright, so he just wants a position. I don't know who this Sancho character is in relation to us. But he is Christian, and therefore I would say we probably wouldn't put him in that position simply because we're so zealous. He's zealous as well. So yeah, we probably wouldn't like each other. Yeah, you can see we're getting negative 35 here. So yeah, we do not like this character, so we're certainly not going to make him our cupbearer. Or the court tutor. I don't think we'll do any of this. We could make him a court jester. I found that cowardly people are more likely to torment others when they know that they're not going to face any repercussions, such as when you got your guards surrounding you. So yeah, maybe we'll make him our court jester. And we do hate him so much, and he's this hardcore, religious, arrogant Christian. Thinks he's good at plotting. Yeah, I think that's exactly what we'd do. We're going to say, no, I have something special in mind for you. We're going to make him into the court jester. So now he'll hate us, of course. But we got a court jester. That provides some bonuses. I guess we can go and take a look at those real quick. So he's actually quite terrible at this. I don't know what makes somebody good at the court jester position. You can see that the two top characters are gregarious here, so yeah, it makes sense that they'd be good at that job. But yeah, he's not good. But this does give us an opinion bonus of +5. Our court grandeur goes up, and monthly court grandeur changes +10%. And there's a possibility for stress relieving events. So yeah, we got a court jester now. Let's go back to the courts, the court events. I am met by a poor Catholic, a vision of humility and supplication. Glory Sultan, I come to plead that you stop the priests that harass Huesco's people and drive them to adopt Muwaladism. Muwaladism? Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. We are Aragonese. Our traditions differ from the great Yemeni people. Let us maintain the customs of our ancestors and worship God in peace. Be merciful, my lord. So we say that our priest shall leave Catholics be. We'll spend 100 piety here, which we're not going to do, so we don't even really need to look at the facts here because we know as a zealous character we wouldn't do that. We instead say Allah demands payment for non-believers, which that is true. Or we can say Shaitan awaits you, infidel. Seems like we would more likely do that. Though we do kill him. Or we can just straight up say no. That's an option as well. Well, as a Craven, I feel like we don't like that he's challenging us. As you see, he does not enjoy being challenged or scared at all. Again, we're not scared of this guy. So we have no problem, like, we're not the ones going to kill him. It's not like we got to fight him in a duel or anything. We are humble, though, as well. It's not exactly the most prideful person. I'm not entirely sure what we'd do here. It'd clearly not be these two here, I don't think. I think it needs to be one of these two. Despite being, very zealous, I don't know that we would just straight up kill the guy. That is the one to get you the most piety, though. Do gain dread from that. And if you couldn't tell yet, I never had much respect for cowardly people. I feel like they're always the people you can't trust. Their fear results in them doing some horrible things. That's just from my personal experience. Some of the worst people I've ever met were cowards. Just for instance, any man who's beaten women and children, I find often are cowards. Like, they're terrified of other men. And they beat women and children, people who are smaller than themselves, because they can, and it makes them feel powerful. And so they do horrible things, often due to their own fears. So I've never really liked cowards, and so whenever I play as a cowardly character, they're typically not a good person in general. Whenever we do this in the roleplay, I think we've only had one cowardly character in all my roleplays. We did 2 roleplays on CK2 and 2 so far in CK3. And I don't know that we've ever had a cowardly character except for that one time. I might be mistaken, of course. But yeah, I feel like they always do horrible things. So I think we're just going to kill this guy. Because we don't want anybody else challenging us here. So feel free to disagree with me if you don't agree with my interpretation of the cowardly trait, which again is a very negative one overall. So maybe you guys think I'm being a little too extreme with this. Let me know down in the comments below, and maybe we have that discussion. But let's move on to the next event, which is about a monster. A haggard-looking peasant now stands in front of me. My lord, I beg for your help. A monster prowls in the mountains of Soberarbe, killing cattle and farmers alike. Few have seen it, but the mangled remains of its poor victims leave no doubt. It's clearly a huge wolf, as bloodthirsty as few have ever seen. Please send your strongest hunters and save us from its voracious jaws. So we can say, take this gold and hire some hunters yourself. Maybe, might do that. Definitely would not do this. I shall fell the beast myself. We'd be terrified right now. This is quite a scary story for us. We're probably going to need a couple drinks afterwards to recover from this. So, yeah, we wouldn't do that one. Or we could say that sounds like your problem. Maybe. I don't know. As a humble character, I don't know if that makes a whole lot of sense saying that. And also, we're scared. What if we're the next one to get hunted by this monster? So yeah, I think we would end up paying the money to get a hunter hired and take care of this monster. And it's unfortunate because now we're down to 14 gold. We did increase our fame. Excellent. Now, and our devotion just increased. As far as our decisions available here, I would like to go on a pilgrimage. So that's something that we're going to need to do here, but we need to get some money going. But yeah, I was going to wait until our character's old, and so I figured that'd be something we wouldn't do immediately, but our character's already really old. So I think we're going to go on a pilgrimage here. We'll wait until we have the money. But yeah, I'd like to do that before he dies. Now, I think he will end up living longer than I initially thought he would, just because he did get the cat, so that has boosted his health. So he might actually live for quite a long time now at this point. And this person wants to purchase a truce with us. I don't think I've ever seen this one before. But yeah, he's going to pay us 100 gold for a truce, but we're not going to do that because he would probably be the next person we attack. I think it makes the most sense to attack him next. He's the weakest. Now, Navarra is technically the weaker one, but he does have an ally in Leon, although Leon is also really weak right now. I mean, we got 2 weak neighbors, so we could really attack either of them. But yeah, we're going to decline this here. Yeah, I don't think that this would be something that we'd accept, though it does say we'll get some effects here. It looks like those will both be on him. So he'll lose opinion, and he'll also gain stress because we declined. So yeah, we'll go and decline, increase his stress. Yeah, we will likely be attacking one of these 2. I guess this would be the quickest of the 2 wars. Since, yeah, I was thinking Leon would provide more allies, but more troops to him as his ally, but he's not going to provide him much at all. So this is that Omen event. And you know what? I think we're going to do the a good Omen to lull him into false security. Decreasing his health, I don't think it'll be all that useful. He's only a boy. He doesn't have any other health penalties or anything. No reason to think that would result in his death. So yeah, we'll just go with the good Omen to lull him into a false security. And he does let his guard down, and therefore the murder has progressed. So we're currently looking at 14 months to get that completed. Again, could spend some more money to increase that sum. But what we might just do is, as soon as we finish with the secret, just switch him over. If we have time anyways. So he used his weak hook on us to blackmail us and force him into the marshal position. I see, and he cannot be fired. So that's a bummer because we had a decent marshal. Yeah, that's kind of a shame. I don't think you get the opinion penalty with the other character because he was, forced out of that, and he's not a powerful noble, so it won't tick down his opinion at all. Yeah, this guy's clearly worse. I mean, he could be much worse than this at 10. That's not that bad, but yeah, our last guy was 15, so. And that's one of the many reasons why I don't like giving hooks to anybody. Now, we did get 150 prestige here due to our wife. Now, one thing I did want to check, because I don't know if this is possible, if you can change who your primary spouse is. I would assume it's the one you married first and you can't change that. But I did want to take a look. Oh, she's infirm now. When did that happen? Alright, so yeah, we just got married and she's already set to die here. Yeah, you can make a primary spouse. Probably don't want to do it with her because looks like she's going to die. That's a shame. What about the other spouse? She's pretty decent too. She's possessed now. I don't know if she had that before. It's just everybody comes to our court and just all kinds of bad things happen to him. One thing to consider is if we lose one of our current holding limits here. I don't think so because we're at 16. So I think we lost the one from our spouse, which I think we would lose. I don't think that would have an effect. As long as it doesn't go below 15, I think we should be good. And the reason why we would probably lose that is because she's got 5 right now, which is granting us 1. While the other spouse is a +4, which means I don't think she'd grant us any, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I don't think we would. Let me just double check here, because yeah, her intrigue, I guess you always get 1 at least, no matter how low it is. Yeah, I think you always get 1. So yeah, it wouldn't really matter actually. Yeah, we would just get more points. So yeah, it would make sense to go ahead and switch over to one of our other spouses then. Because yeah, she's not very good, honestly. She's only getting us points for the diplomacy, because I think it's every 5 when you have it on that. So yeah, we should be getting 3 from diplomacy. Yeah, 3 from diplomacy and then 1 from everything else. So it'd have to go up to 10 somewhere to get anything else there. So if we just looked at our other spouses and what we'd be getting on that same setting here. So like here, you're going to get +3 learning, +3 intrigue, +3 martial. You'll only be getting 1 from diplomacy and then the 1 from stewardship. Yeah, she's giving you a lot more points there, guys. And you could even have her use one of these other options if you really want to get the focus going on one thing there. With her, I mean, it's really hard to say here because I don't know if she's going to die or not. I just assume here that she is going to die, and we'll have to find another spouse. So in this case, it'd be best to use the third spouse as the primary. So it's going to make her the primary spouse. Obviously, that's going to piss off this spouse quite a bit. She does have the lover's pox, though, so, you know. We're discriminating against her for that, I suppose. So with this assist ruler, you'll see that, I don't think it's changed over yet. Okay, there we go. So now we're getting the total of 11, which is far more than we were getting before, which I think we were only getting like 7 total. So getting the 11, probably not good to switch over to anything else, unless we really wanted to focus on martial or court intrigue. I think we're going to keep the plus 11 here. So it's going to boost our stats. And I don't think we really lost stats anywhere except for in the diplomacy. So yeah, we lost some bit of diplomacy, but the other stats are all higher. So that's a good thing. Alright, excellent. So switch that spouse out. And we got the exotic carpet event here. If we give it to him, there is the chance he might become extra vigilant. We obviously don't want that. But he might accept it. He's just a boy. And we don't want to keep it ourselves. So yeah, let's go and do that. And he accepted the gift. Alright, excellent. So unfortunately, he was not able to find any secrets. So we already are intending to switch him over to ensure that we get the success chance as high as possible. So let's go and do that. We'll have him support the schemes, and then we'll see that we're at 93% on the success chance, 95% chance on the secrecy, and we're about 7 months out from completing that. And of course, he's still very young, so he doesn't have any heir, and it's still set for him to inherit that territory, and thus we'll be increasing our own territory without having to do war. It does depend on his crown authority, of course. If it's where ours is at, then we'll get the title. If it's higher, then we wouldn't. So this is an event, a nose for profit. So this is one of our lifestyle events. While out on a leisurely stroll, the cry of a particular merchant stands out from the regular hustle and bustle of the street. Greetings, my lord. I have an exquisite assortment of wares if my lord has the coin. The merchant stall is positively brimming with baubles and haberdasheries. I don't think I've even heard that word before. As a skilled purveyor of fine goods, a couple of trinkets catch my eye in the overflow of knickknacks. So we can say I feel lucky. We'll opt for a cheap trinket. So this is a 27% chance of just getting 100 lifestyle points, 45% chance we'll lose money and get even less lifestyle points, or 27% chance we just lose money. We can opt for the more expensive trinket. I don't think there's anything that would make us do one or the other. So we'll do the I feel lucky, and we'll see if we actually are lucky. We were not. We had to pay 100 gold. We did get a trinket. I guess we needed trinkets. We don't have much here. We do have this small religious carbon I think our character started with here. Yeah, because that's definitely not one we've gotten as our previous character. See, he must have already had this, and this is increasing his piety. So this here would be where we place the sanctified stained glass shard. Wait a minute. This will actually reduce our piety, increase dread gain, and decrease clergy opinion. You know, I don't think we'd wear this. Yeah, I don't think we'd wear that, guys. I think we'll grant it to somebody who we want to boost opinion with. Maybe grant it to our brother. Like, he's not the most pious person, so it'd almost be like an insult to him. So let's go ahead and do that instead. We'll grant it to him, though. He'll take it as a good thing that will increase our opinion with him. So let's go and gift him this artifact and get a little opinion boost. He actually would not be willing to accept that. Yeah, he doesn't want it. Probably because it's largely a negative. Does anybody want it? Because, yeah, we're not going to use it. Nobody wants it because it's so crappy. I don't think there's any way to destroy an artifact. I don't know, because I've never wanted to do that before. But yeah, we will not put that in place because overall it's just a negative. So yeah, we paid that money and then got something crappy. We are being offered a gift from our lover. Well, thank you. So we'll accept his gift. I don't know if there's anything we can do over here. Could romance him, I suppose. He's made us quite happy with the gift. So maybe we'll romance him. We also have all our spouses as well, which we are bisexual, so we like women and men. Have all our spouses too that we could romance. Honestly though, in our older age here, I feel like our character's probably just focused on his eternal soul. So again, I think we're gonna go ahead and well, I guess that'll be next episode because we got to end this one here. But yeah, I think we'll go on a pilgrimage here. This does have low durability, does it? It looks like it just kind of decays quickly on its own anyways, probably because it's such garbage. Such a terrible item there. So I've paid 100 gold for that, unfortunately. But yeah, we're going to have to leave off this episode here. Next episode, we will go ahead and go on a pilgrimage, I think. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Let's go on a pilgrimage here. We cannot do this one because we don't have enough money. I suppose that would make more sense. In our old age, we might not have time to you know, do the Hajj. Is it Hajj or Haji? I'm not sure how that's pronounced, but I don't think we'd have time to do it if we wait. It's an exceptionally long pilgrimage from my capital Mecca, and this is one thing that all Muslims are supposed to do, if you're able to, which he definitely is. He's very pious, so it makes sense. So I think we need to raise the money, 350 gold, and do this one, just due to our older age. We can always go on a different pilgrimage later on. So I think that's what we're going to do next episode. As soon as we get the 350 gold, we'll save up for that. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy today's video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it, subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment. Do hope to see you guys on the next one, and thanks for watching.